a guy born in a middle-class family, earning money from YouTube, a platform so massive that the CEO of YouTube with a net worth of $150 million is now eclipsed by this YouTuber's own net worth of $500 million. Yes, you guessed it right. I'm talking about the world's biggest YouTuber, MrBeast. His name is Jimmy Donaldson. But Jimmy wasn't always the person we know today, surrounded by fame, wealth, and influence. He was born into a regular, middle-class family in North Carolina, far from the bright lights of Hollywood or Silicon Valley. Growing up, Jimmy's family wasn't rich, but they were happy, and that's what mattered. However, life isn't always kind, and sometimes it throws challenges that change everything. In 2007, when Jimmy was only 9 years old, his parents went through a painful divorce. Imagine being that young, having your family torn apart, and feeling the weight of that emotional burden. It was a tough time for Jimmy. He went through a phase of depression, and as is often the case in such circumstances, he ended up living with his mom. At that moment, he had no idea that this would be the turning point of his life. It was the storm that set the stage for the future sunshine. Despite the heavy emotional toll of those years, Jimmy didn't give up. In fact, he used that pain as fuel for something greater. Fast forward to 2010, YouTube started to gain serious traction. It was no longer just a site for cat videos. It was becoming a global platform where anyone with creativity and determination could make a name for themselves. Jimmy saw this opportunity and decided right then and there that he was going to become the world's biggest YouTuber. He envisioned himself at the top and believed in it so strongly that nothing could stop him. So, Jimmy did what any aspiring YouTuber would do. He started creating content. He didn't have a fancy studio, a camera crew, or anything that could give him an edge. He was just a regular guy in his bedroom creating videos about whatever caught his interest. But here's the catch. Nothing worked. For 5 long years, his channel barely made a dent. He faced constant rejection and failure. His videos weren't getting views, and the success he dreamed of seemed like a distant, almost impossible goal. But instead of quitting, Jimmy pushed harder. He didn't stop. Now here's where the story gets interesting. In 2016, after years of struggle and failed attempts, Jimmy made a bold decision that would change the course of his life forever. He dropped out of college. This wasn't just any ordinary decision. It was a gamble. He went against everything most people would advise, especially when it came to job security and the traditional path to success. He told his mom, but she wasn't happy. She was furious. "What are you doing, Jimmy?" she asked, worried about his future. But Jimmy stood his ground. He wasn't going to follow the beaten path. He looked her in the eyes and explained his vision. He was going to give YouTube everything he had. His future wasn't in the hands of a degree, it was in his own hands. The spark in his eyes was undeniable, and that's when his mom began to see it too. Slowly, she started supporting his decision. It wasn't easy, but she eventually understood that Jimmy was chasing something bigger than a traditional 9-to-5 job. Now, let's pause for a second and reflect on this. What did we learn from Jimmy's story so far? When life gets confusing and you don't know which path to take, make a decision and go all in. Commit 100%. It's risky, yes. It's terrifying, yes. But without that commitment, nothing will change. Success isn't about playing it safe. It's about believing in your dream and pursuing it relentlessly. Jimmy's journey is proof of this. Fast forward to 2017, and here's where the magic happened. Jimmy made a video where he counted to 100,000. Yes, you read that right. He literally counted to 100,000. And it wasn't just some quick video. It took him 40 hours. It was bizarre. It was insane. It was pure Jimmy. People couldn't understand why someone would do something like that, but that's what made it so intriguing. It was authentic. It was unique. And that video went viral. That was the turning point. Jimmy had cracked the code. From that moment on, everything started falling into place. His videos began gaining traction. He started getting millions of views and his subscriber count exploded. People were drawn to his creative and unconventional style. He didn't just follow trends, he created his own. Jimmy wasn't just playing the YouTube game, he was rewriting the rules. Today, Jimmy isn't just another YouTuber. He's a global phenomenon. From giving away millions of dollars to changing lives to planting millions of trees and cleaning up oceans, MrBeast has become a force to be reckoned with. He's not just entertaining millions of people, he's using his platform to make the world a better place. What started as a dream in his bedroom became a reality that's changing the world. So, what's the real lesson here? Success doesn't come easy. It requires hard work, sacrifice, and a willingness to fail and get back up again. But most importantly, it requires a clear vision and the determination to chase that vision no matter the obstacles. If you have the courage to follow your dreams and the grit to keep going when it feels impossible, you can change the world, just like Jimmy did. Now, here's the million-dollar question. What's stopping you? Are you ready to take that leap of faith? Are you ready to make a decision? Go all in and change your life forever? If this story inspired you, don't wait. Subscribe now to my channel for more stories of unstoppable determination, growth, and success. Imagine what you could achieve if you never gave up. What's possible for you? The world is waiting. Let's make your dreams a reality together. Don't just watch others succeed. Become the next big success story.